When did you become aware of needing to budget?
Freshers Week for me, because I sort of had it, I did work out how much I roughly had to spend, but I think Freshers Week, I mean, they know that students are going to just spend a load of money, and I ended up going so much over budget, even though I did try, you know. I mean, I went out, I didn't go out every night, which is generally what freshers do, and then I was like, oh no, so this has to all come off the rest of it. So I think I had the sort of shock of going, whoa, where has my money gone just on alcohol and food and takeaways and things that, you know, I could have cut out or reduced. And so, yeah, that was, for me, how it started.
Quite a steep learning curve.
Well, yeah, I think that's for a lot of people as well. They just sort of wake up and they're like, £200 has gone in a week. I can't afford to do that every week. What?
I think mine was around about the same time, kind of end of semester, when my housemate moved out because he'd spent all of his money. So he had to take he's back at uni now, but he had to take a year out because by December he'd spent his loan, he'd spent everything. It's like, see ya, mate. I was just like, whoa. So when I came back, you balance it out a bit more, you're right. It hits you almost straight away.
I think with some people there's still, I don't think they'll learn until they finish uni. I know a couple of people whose their loan goes into their parents' account and then they get an allowance, and even their rent comes out of their parents' account, and they then get an allowance, and their mum and dad are telling them, oh, you've got to spend this, this and this each month, so they still haven't quite learnt yet.
I think parents can play a big role as well. When I was 16 and I had my first part-time job at Sainsbury's, my mum and dad, although I'd kind of been used to, you know, living off the back of them, if I wanted to do things, I wanted to learn up to save, to drive and do things like that, and I was sort of got the travel bug earlier on. Learning to budget at 16 was something that they instilled in me then, and then I went into the world of work fully, and I've come into university much later. But even though I kind of got used to budgeting back then, there are still problems now, because the one thing that happens is income level massively shrinks, whereas most of the costs, apart from rent, you know, food costs, energy costs, they've done nothing but gone the other way. So you can bring some of the skills that you've learned previously into it, but you still have to deal with unique things like, you know, the amount of money that you've got coming in are radically different as well. So it doesn't matter how long you've had the skills, sometimes things will trip you up inevitably, and that's what I found on a few occasions. So.
It's just worth looking at the people around you and seeing how they deal with it as well, and learning from them as well as going through it in your own way from the different experiences.